It's evolved from Mike Douglas to Phil Donahue to Oprah to Sally Jesse Raphael to Jerry Springer. You know, that evolution, that aspect of it has happened. The dollars have driven the budgets lower. You could not do a Mike Douglas show today. It would be way too expensive. The other thing is that the personalities have become so important. You're not dealing with 3 networks plus a 4th network, which the Mike Douglas essentially started, which was syndication. You're dealing with, God, you can't even count the number of channels out there. So it's the drive of the personality. People tune in to watch Oprah. They tune in to watch Ellen. The Mike Douglas show, they tuned in to watch what we did, who we had on the show, and what we did with them. Even Cavett. You know, Cavett filled a vacuum. When I was doing Mike Douglas, there was a group of very brilliant, esoteric guys, Truman Capote, Gore Vidal, Norman Mailer, who wouldn't do the Mike Douglas show. They thought it was beneath them. So I found Dick Cavett, who was not beneath them. And we got them all, plus 100 stars from Hollywood who had never, ever done television. So each thing has its own drive, and each thing creates its own atmosphere, each show. So today it's all about personalities.
America Goes Bananas, I described when I put it together as a combination of the Phil Donahue Show, the Mike Douglas Show, and American Bandstand. We were doing wonderful things in Columbus, Ohio, for teenagers, and really wanted to help them, and we did, by the way. ABC then called and said, "What are you doing down there in Columbus, Ohio with this Cube thing?" And eventually hired Michael Young, who was our host, and myself to come in and do Kids Are People Too. Here's what we found, though. When we were doing it in Columbus, Ohio for Cube, and at that point for Nickelodeon, we could do what we could really serve the audience. That was what we wanted to do, and we were able to do that. When we got to the network, we couldn't serve the audience anymore. They weren't sure that we should do things about Alateen, teens who were brought up by alcoholics, anorexia nervosa, and the best one was that we had a meeting with an executive who shall remain nameless, who sat us in a room and said, "You can't put music on for teenagers because we did research and they really don't want to watch music." Dissolved to MTV.